Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Peace be upon you. My name is Muhammad Amirul Adli Bmma Zulkarnain, matric number B091810331 from the Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Technology and from the class Bmma 1/2. And my supervisor is PS Encik Khairul Azri bin Azlan. Today, I want to present about my topic, which is development of the piezoelectric energy harvesting unit for the car suspension system. Let's go. Introduction. Background. The world is showing the significant change in the direction of progress with the development of the electronic technology in the human daily activity. Every year, the progress of changing the use of technology from the mechanical to electronic and electrical is become more and more. So, especially in the automotive industry, vehicle now use a lot of electrical device than before. With this development, there has been the emergence of vehicle in several categories, such as the vehicle that use petrol, hybrid, and fully electrical. So, as you can see over here, this is revolution of the car past 10 years ago. So from the no roof to the have roof, then have the glass or mirror, then go to the fully electrical. Next, we go to the statement problem or problem statement. Due to the use of the many electronic and electrical device in the vehicle, causes the vehicle to be less energy storage and electrical or safety device not perform well, and vehicle battery power cannot support the use of the vehicle. From this reason, the study of energy harvesting source use electronic device to help solving this problem were conducted. Today, in today, more car using electronic and electrical device for let's say for the safety equipment, for the more performance of the car. So the disadvantage of this is if we use a lot of electrical device, the energy that the alternators produce for the storage or battery storage cannot support or less than it used to be. So when it less, it become a problem when the electronic such as ABS system, airbag system cannot perform well. So due to this problem, I come up with a solution which is to do this project to study about the harvesting energy use piezoelectric device. So we go to the next research objective. We have a three objective. First, to develop a design piezoelectric energy harvesting module for the car suspension system. Then, to perform the simulation of the mechanical and electrical piezoelectric energy harvesting for the car suspension system. Next, we go to perform the outcome from the prototype of piezoelectric energy harvesting car suspension system. Due to the objective, we come up with four scopes of this research, which is using the design concept selection process to determine the final design. Then number two, create the drawing design using the CATIA V5 software and the simulation. Then the number three is create the prototype based on the project to collect the data. And number four is prototype can harvesting energy and supply charge to the batteries. Then we go to the literature review. For the literature review, I state four main research that I'm used to for this thesis. First, about the energy harvesting. So we know that there are several of energy harvesting. They have large scales and small scales. The large scales such as solar, turbine, petroleum, and others. For the low scales, such as we have the mechanical device or mechanical energy, we have the electrical energies and others. So for this literature, I'm more focused to the small scales energy harvesting. Then we go to the piezoelectric harvesting energy. So when we small scales or small scope, I was come up with the piezoelectric harvesting energy. From this, I was study how the piezoelectric harvesting energy function. What happen if they give a force or be unstressed or stress the piezoelectric. So we go to the study of vehicle suspension. So there are two type of vehicle suspension, which is independent suspension, and also the axial solid suspension. In this case, we only focus on the independent suspension. Due to that, we come up with a study of the damper vibration. For the damper vibration, we study of the frequency that happen in the suspension system, which is due to the study, the vibration always or higher at the front of the vehicle. So the study of this damper vibration more to the front area of the vehicle. Next, we go more explanation to the energy harvesting. There are three part of the conventional energy harvesting system. So first, they have energy sources, which is the energy that will be used in generate the electrical power, and this energy could be obtained. Then is an internal energy source such as a sunshine, obtain heat, or wind, or internal energy source that are intentionally deployed. Next, the structure that turn the ambient energy into the electrical energy make up the harvesting mechanism, and also the load and sink in where the electrical output energy is consumed or stored. So if you can see below here, this flow chart of the energy harvesting is split into categories, which is a larger and smaller. The larger is solar, winds and tidals and geothermal, and the small, which is the mechanical energy that we focus on the piezoelectric for this thesis. Here we go to the piezoelectric harvesting energy. A piezoelectric transducer, also known as a piezo sensor, is the device that measures the change of acceleration, pressure, strain, temperature, force by averting the energy from the piezoelectric effect in the electrical charge when they squeeze the piezoelectric material or apply a force or pressure to the transducer. The transducer convert the energy into the voltage. The voltage is determined by the force or pressure applied to it. The electric voltage created by the piezo transducer can be easily measured using the voltage measurement equipment. So piezoelectric harvesting operate like when they being give a force and do to the piezoelectric, and it give a reflection or flexible or movement to the piezoelectric, and piezoelectric can convert the pressure of movement to the electric or voltage. So from that we can harvesting this energy and use for our car. Then we go to the vehicle suspension system. Like I said before, there is a two type of solid of the suspension, which is a solid axle and independent axle. If you can see over here, you can read. There is solid axle. The solid axle actually used before the independent suspension exists, which is in solid axis only, or you can see more in the old school car or older car. Then independent suspension always used in the present or future, or I think 10 years car, you can see the independent suspension. Then we go to metrology. This is the flow chart of the project, which is we start with determine the problem, then we do a literature review, then we go to the engineering design, which is there is a conceptual design, embodiment design, and detail design. Then total of that, or from that we go to the develop and prototype solution, which is in this area we set up experimental, and also we go to calculate or take a parameter and state the equipment that we use and limitation. Then we go to the the previous box is development and prototype solution, which is we create a possible experiment to be used, and their parameter and the equipment that we want to use and limitation to succeed the experiment. From that, we can go to the next step, which is experimental and test, which is there is a voltage and current test. We have an energy and power test, also a simulation test. Due to that, we can go to the solution meet requirement. So in this step, if the outcome of the experiment is not what we want, so we can go back to the engineering design to redesign our product or our project. So if there is a result that we want, they become the communicate result. Then we go to the design process, which is we start with a design problem, then we go to get the information, concept generation, evolution concept. Then from that we go to the product architecture, configuration design, design, and lastly, detail design. Detail design, so we mentioned before, the detail design is a design we create from the 2D to the 3D. This is flow more clearly about the design process. For different problem, we define the statement, we research about objective, we research about the scope of research, then we go to gather information. We use a literature review, we use the internet, we use a journal, we use a paper for our gather information. From that, we can get a half of quality, which is what the customer requirement or what the product requirement, then what the engineering characteristic that we want to put in the project. Then from that, we do a topology chart, which is we determine 5 possible concept that we can use for this design process. Then this is 5 concepts idea from the topology chart. Start with this one. This is this piston, the pressure, the piezo, and this one the piezo will harvesting. This one use a vibration. This is a load. It will push the piezo and make the harvesting. This is in the coil. Is use a flexible force, and this is a point force. Also seems like this. Different this is using in the upper suspension area, and this is the lower suspension area. So continue of that. We go to the concept scanning for 5 concept, the previous idea concept. Then we go, we get the best 3. Then the best 3 we use concept scoring to determine which the design that we want to develop. So then we use CATIA V5 to create the final design. Then we go to the this December drawing, which is this is the house of the piezoelectric, and this is piston that will touch in the upper of the coil. This is the rubber function for absorb the shock absorber that were upper or higher voltage than it used, or higher pressure that we use to support. Then this piezo is the above the rubber. Then we go to experiment setup. For the experiment setup, as you can see, this position that our product or our prototype gonna be in the suspension. So this prototype we attach to the module of what we call controller of the system. Then the controller will supply the current, or the controller will convert the DC to AC and supply it to the battery. To the how we can determine the value or the energy harvesting that the car produce or the product produce. So we use the data logger for collect the data from the voltage sensor, will connect to the battery positive and negative wire. So from that we can get the data from the experimental can be so that it can be used for explain the result in the chapter 4. Next we go to the preliminary result. From the preliminary result, I determine three preliminary result based on what I have done so far. First, the final design. The final design of this product is my first preliminary result, which is like I said before, this is final design that I can use and apply at the car suspension system. Then we have number 2 is we identify the material and costing that we have to use, or we have to make to get or to create this prototype or product. So everything is stated here, you can read. Then also based on what we have done, we also get coding, or the coding for Arduino Uno in the data logger. This coding is used to firstly to collect data with a time and date, so we can see the data and date from this data logger coding. So that's all my presentation for my project, development of piezoelectric harvesting energy for the car suspension system. And thank you for watching.